From pest-infested kitchens to viral scandals that forced nationwide recalls, America's restaurant chains love to market comfort food. But behind the neon signs, too many of them are hiding filth, lawsuits, and outright danger. We've already exposed some of the dirtiest chains in parts 1 and 2. But if you thought the list ended there, think again. Tonight, we're digging deeper into 7 more of the worst chain restaurants in America. Each one has earned its spot through health code disasters, outbreaks, or scandals that no marketing campaign can ever erase. Let's count them down, from bad to worse to the absolute bottom of the barrel. Number 7. IHOP, the International House of Pancakes. But for many, it might as well stand for the International House of Problems. In one Georgia location, inspectors found moldy strawberries and grapes rotting in the walk-in cooler, contaminating nearby foods with mold spores. Mold doesn't just ruin produce. It spreads silently, compromising anything it touches. Another IHOP location in Texas racked up 35 separate violations in a single inspection, including mouse droppings scattered near prep areas and food containers. Customers were unknowingly dining in a place where rodents were part of the environment. And if unsanitary kitchens weren't enough, IHOP made national headlines for something even more controversial. A worker was fired for feeding a homeless man, sparking public outrage. The company backpedaled and offered compensation, but the damage was already done. IHOP loves to say, breakfast anytime. But the truth? Their breakfast often comes with rot, rodents, and public relations disasters. Number 6. P.F. Chang's. P.F. Chang's markets itself as sleek, polished, upscale Asian dining, dim lighting, cocktails, and Buddha statues by the door. But behind the show, the kitchens tell a dirtier story. A dirty dining report out of Fort Lauderdale flagged live and dead roaches near ice machines and prep stations. Roaches near ice machines don't just crawl on food, they crawl into your drinks. Even utensils labeled clean were coated in grime, primed to spread foodborne illness. In Jacksonville, Florida, inspectors caught workers handling raw chicken, then moving straight to fresh peppers without washing hands. This is textbook cross-contamination, the kind of shortcut that can spread salmonella in seconds. They also discovered utensils soaking in dirty water and expired wrapping still being used for food storage. And in California, one Chang's was forced to shut down over sewage and wastewater violations. That's not just unappetizing, that's a health nightmare. P.F. Chang's sells an illusion of fine dining. But pull back the curtain, and you're left with roaches, sewage, and shortcuts that risk making every meal dangerous. Number 5. Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel sells nostalgia, rocking chairs, and homestyle cooking. But what customers don't see is how far from homestyle things really are. A viral worker video revealed employees microwaving prepackaged meatloaf and serving it cold. The clip shattered their carefully polished image of fresh Southern meals. The scandals go deeper. In one outrageous case, a group of special needs students was denied service at a Cracker Barrel, sparking protests, national outrage, and eventually firings. For a brand built on hospitality, this scandal cut deep. And longtime fans feel betrayed by Cracker Barrel's aggressive rebranding. Beloved antiques and cozy decor ripped out, replaced with bland, modern designs. Critics say the chain has lost its soul. Cracker Barrel wants you to believe you're getting grandma's cooking. Instead, you're getting microwaved food, discrimination scandals, and a brand in freefall. Number 4. Texas Roadhouse. Texas Roadhouse might sound like a lively steakhouse with peanuts on the floor and country music on the speakers, but its kitchens tell a much darker story. In Henrietta, New York, a location was shut down after inspectors uncovered infestations of mice and roaches. Imagine ordering a steak while vermin skitter under the grill. Another location racked up 10 separate health code violations, forcing a mandatory state reinspection. Among the violations, contaminated cleaning equipment. Utensils that should have been scrubbed clean were smeared with food residues, spreading bacteria back onto clean plates. For customers, that means steak knives and salad bowls could have been contaminated before the first bite. Texas Roadhouse markets fun and family. But when pests and contamination are the norm, you're not getting Southern hospitality. You're getting a petri dish on a plate. Number 3. Denny's. Denny's bills itself as America's diner. But the scandals show it's closer to America's disaster. One location scored an abysmal 52 health rating, officially marked unsatisfactory. Inspectors found expired deli meats, raw eggs mixed into cheese, and flying insects buzzing around prep areas. When reporters tried to investigate, Denny's employees didn't just stonewall. They physically confronted and assaulted journalists, caught on camera for the world to see. It's one thing to fail an inspection. It's another to attack the press for daring to expose it. Denny's may draw the late-night crowd, but behind the smiles and cheap coffee lies a chain that seems more comfortable with violations and violence than transparency. Number 2. Red Robin. Red Robin promises burgers and bottomless fries. But at multiple locations, customers walked away with far worse. In Springfield, Missouri, a hepatitis A outbreak exposed thousands of diners. Over 5,000 people were forced to line up for emergency vaccinations. The chain ultimately settled for $325,000. But the reputational damage was priceless. Earlier, in Westminster, Colorado, at least 3 people contracted E. coli traced directly to a red robin. The location had to shut its doors and lawsuits piled up. Red Robin's jingle ends with "Yum." But after hepatitis outbreaks and E. coli infections, customers were left with something closer to "Ow." If you're still here, you've already seen mold, rodents, microwaved meatloaf, and hepatitis outbreaks. But the worst is still to come. Smash that like button and subscribe right now. Because the number 1 chain on this list didn't just make customers sick. It sent over 100 to the hospital. Number 1. Longhorn Steakhouse. At the top of the list sits Longhorn Steakhouse, and not because of its steaks. One location was the epicenter of a Shigella outbreak that sickened over 150 people and hospitalized dozens. Shigella spreads easily in unsanitary conditions, and Longhorn's lack of hygiene gave it the perfect home. Elsewhere, a public health report in Iowa flagged cross-contamination and poor sanitation practices, proving the outbreak wasn't a fluke. Customers who thought they were paying for premium beef were instead paying with their health. A steakhouse's reputation lives or dies on its food safety. And when your brand is tied to outbreaks and hospital stays, you don't just land on this list. You own the top spot. So there you have it, 7 more of the worst chain restaurants in America. From pancakes with mold, to sushi roll-style roaches, to meatloaf microwaved in the back, these chains prove the true cost of comfort food is often paid after the meal. Tell us in the comments, which scandal shocked you the most? And what other chains deserve to make part 4? Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And smash that bell so you never miss an upload. We'll see you again on the next episode of The Grease Trap.